Motivation is a liar. I know that sounds harsh for the first 10 seconds of a video, but I want you to sit with it because motivation lied to me for about 8 years straight. And I want to save you the 8 long wasted years. Hey, my name is Isai Rodriguez, and this is the Home Business Hustle. If you're a working dad who's tired of being successful on paper but broke on time, then you're in the right place. We don't do the guru hype here. We don't do the laptop on a beach fairy tales. We just do the work that actually works. So let's get right into it. So yeah, here's the lie. And the lie is that motivation tells you that you feel ready, right? That one day that, you'll wake up and that, the fire inside you it'll just be there, fully loaded. Coffee won't even be cold yet. It's still warm, hot, whatever. And you'll already be typing, filming, building, closing, whatever. But listen, that day, that motivational day, it's not coming. It never will. It never has, and I want to take you back to a random Tuesday, right? Not a special Tuesday, just a regular one. It was, let me paint it out for you, right? It was like 5:40 in the morning. The alarm goes off and I'm laying there in the dark doing the thing every single one of you does, right? I'm negotiating with myself, talking about, I'll do it after work. I'm tired. I earned a night off, right? Or one day off won't kill the whole thing, right? I don't know if you've had those kind of conversations with yourself, but that morning I did that, right? But I still got up, not because I felt like it, not because some switch flipped and I suddenly became, a disciplined machine or anything like that. Like, I got up because I made a decision 3 weeks earlier that I wasn't going to ask my body for permission anymore, right? That's the whole secret right there. That's it. That's essentially the whole video, really. Like, I could stop here right now and you'd have everything that you need, right? But let's actually dig into this a little bit, because just get up isn't a strategy. It's a bumper sticker, if you will, right? Here's the real difference between motivation and discipline is that motivation is a feeling, and feelings are like the weather. Are you with me? The weather rolls in, it rolls out, and you really don't control the forecast, right? You can hype yourself up watching every speech on the internet, and I've watched plenty, so I can attest to this. But if you do that, then by Wednesday, you're right back to negotiating with the alarm clock, right? Discipline is not a feeling, right? Discipline is a direction that you already made, right? It's sitting there waiting for you so that, tired, half asleep version of you doesn't have to make it again every single morning. Let me give you the tactical version, if you will, right? Because I promised you meat and not just a poster on the wall, right? First thing, you need to stop deciding daily. The version of you at 10 p.m. deciding what 6 a.m., the 6 a.m. version of you will do tomorrow or the next day is a lot smarter, much more rested negotiator than the actual 6 a.m. version of you, if you will, if that makes sense. Decide once in advance, right? Then you need to execute that decision. Don't relitigate that decision every morning, right? Make the decision and then stick to it, okay? The second thing, you need to shrink the target until it's stupid easy to hit, right? I didn't start with, build a whole business before sunrise. I started with, open my laptop. That's it. Open it. Most days, once it's open, momentum and muscle memory they kick in and they do the rest, right? But some days it doesn't, right? And that's okay, because the win was already locked in the second that the laptop opened. You with me? The third thing, track your streak, right? Not the mood. Don't ask yourself, did I feel good about it today? right? Instead, ask yourself, did I show up today, right? Those are two completely different scoreboards, right? And only one of them actually builds something. Now, here's the part that nobody really tells you. And I'm not gonna lie to you about it either, is that there's gonna be more, there's mornings where, the streak is gonna be broken, period, right? There were, for me anyway, right? There were weeks where I was the guy hitting that snooze button every 5 minutes or whatever, telling myself the same story that I used to laugh at other people for telling, that same thing to themselves. Like I was the problem at that moment, right? And some mornings, they're still problematic for me, But the thing is that discipline doesn't mean that you turn into a robot who never struggles. That's not what we're talking about. Discipline means that the struggle doesn't get the final vote anymore. Listen, here's why any of this even matters beyond, get more done, is that it's not about being some productivity machine for its own sake, right? It's about the version of me that shows up for my son at bedtime instead of being, wiped out on the couch. Right? It's about not having, not right now, be the answer 15 times a day. That's the whole reason I'm doing any of this, building before the sun's even up, right? Not for a highlight reel, but for the version of my life where I actually have something left over for the people who matter, instead of giving my last good hour to a job that isn't building anything for me or my family. So here's what I want you to actually do with this video. Tonight, not next Monday, tonight, right? I want you to decide one small, stupid, easy thing that tomorrow you doesn't get to argue about, right? Again, not like, build an empire before breakfast. We're talking about something simple. Just, even if that's open up the laptop, read one page of a book, write one sentence, right? Whatever your version of the laptop is, decide that today. Decide it right now. Let tomorrow you just execute it, right? And hey, let me know in the comments what your one small thing is. Tell me the last time that motivation lied to you, because I'm sure it has. It's lied to me more than one occasion, right? So if you're like me, I'm sure you struggle with this too. So let me know. Let's share some moments and let's help each other rise up, okay? All right, my friends, that's all for today. Remember, information without execution is just a hobby. And you didn't click on this video because you needed another hobby. You clicked because you're ready to build something that lasts. So go hug your kids and then go and do the work. But first, don't forget to hit the link in the description for a free guide, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Let's get to work, man. Take care. Bye.